Homeschool is a hot topic often in many ways. Many people who don't homeschool see a lot of negative things about it, as I used to, even at one point being someone with a public school education. On the other hand, many people see the good that homeschool has to offer by either being at least a first generation homeschooler, or some people who see homeschool as beneficial even though they have nothing to do with it. Well, today we are going to address a few sacrifices that I make as a homeschooling mom. Now, this isn't a topic that I usually cover on my channel, and that is because this topic was not my idea. It was actually, this idea comes from a wonderful host. Her name is Christy from Grace-Filled Homeschool, and there is a playlist linked below this video of all the other women partaking in this collab. And after watching this video, be sure to go check out their videos. And if you're new here from their channels, I would like to say hello. I am a homeschooling mother to 2 girls, and this is our 3rd year homeschooling. I would love for you to say hello down in the comments section. Tell me something about your homeschool style, maybe your opinion on sacrifices. That way I can get to know you better down in the comments. I would love to talk to you more down there. So first, before I start discussing this topic of sacrifice, I would like to say that everything in life has give and take, pros and cons. I am eternally grateful that I can stay home and homeschool my children. This video is in no way complaining about my choice. Notice I said choice to stay home and educate my kids, as I am sure that it is the same for the other ladies in this collab. Now, regarding what I specifically find to be a sacrifice, I really had to sit and think about it. This isn't something that I think about often, to be honest, and I didn't want to say the usual stuff, just like sacrificing an income or a job, because that's not necessarily true. Yes, homeschooling can make having a traditional job a lot more challenging, but there are amazing, amazing parents out there handling full-time jobs and homeschooling. Now, I may not have a traditional 9-to-5 job, but I still do create an income from home. Does homeschool make running a business from home difficult? Yes, absolutely. And I could probably scale my business tremendously if I were to send my kids to school and use a good portion of that free time to work, or kid free time, because as parents, do we really have free time? I don't consider work sacrifice since I can still make it happen technically even at home. So when thinking about sacrifices, I thought about 2 things that I consider to be significant sacrifices. The first one is sacrificing mindless use of downtime. When I have free time, I have to actually consider what is the best use of that time. Sitting and watching TV alone sounds amazing. Yes, it does. But, and I do that from time to time. But most of that downtime is used more strategically. I want to give my kids the best education I can provide, especially one built in truth, which can be hard to find in an open and go curriculum. So I often use my downtime to educate myself and to stay ahead of them at all times. Now, right now, it is a lot easier to stay ahead of them because they are still so young, but one day I will have to put some work in to stay ahead of them, especially in history and catching misinformation and half-truths found in curriculum. So I educate myself now so that when the time comes, I am prepared as best as I can be to give them an accurate education with accurate information. The hope is to build my own history curriculum for them based on a lot of primary resources, multiple viewpoints and narratives, and a lot of critical thinking skills. I do the work now to teach myself and prepare to teach them. And even beyond history, let's face it, we are not pros in every subject. Most of us have a handful we feel confident teaching, and then a handful we don't. So using downtime to educate myself to stay ahead of them is crucial, even if it isn't a challenge just yet, given their ages. The ages they are right now are my comfortable space. When I worked in education with children, these are the ages that I worked with, but I do know that this age won't last forever. So downtime for now equals educating myself. And the second thing that comes to mind is dying to the flesh. If you want to learn how to die to the flesh, become a homeschooling parent. I say this for multiple reasons. Becoming a homeschool parent, you choose to spend those extra hours every day with your tiny humans and all of their emotions, their needs, and everything else that comes with it. Any parent can understand that alone could drive you to a mental breakdown from time to time. And I am choosing to spend more hours in the environment catering to the educational needs for my children, as well as their usual needs outside of homeschool, right? It can be a lot to handle at times. Add on all the prep work for homeschool, all the decision making and planning, coordinating for extracurricular activities and field trips. Don't forget all the other things, right, that us parents have to do, cooking, cleaning, and everything else. Then also, let's add in dealing with people's unsolicited advice or opinions on homeschooling. Are there a lot of people in my family that are understanding or at least tolerant of homeschooling choices I make? Yes, but there are always people in your family, in your social circle, or even sometimes strangers who feel like they can give you all of their thoughts on homeschool. People can be very ignorant, rude, inconsiderate, and all the other words that we could use to describe the situation. And it requires a lot of choosing to be graceful and kind in the moment. And especially when you have a spicy personality like I do. All these things that I described and more require you to die to your flesh daily. You are choosing to serve others before yourself, to put your own emotions and thoughts aside at times, and choosing to keep your head down and to do the work when you don't feel like it. It requires you to practice the fruits of the Spirit even when you don't want to. I have to cultivate a home of love and joy and peace around education so that my children know that this is a safe space for them to fail and to give it their all, to learn. I must be patient when my children don't understand concepts I'm teaching. Even though it may feel like I'm teaching it for 100 years, I still have to be patient. I must be kind to my kids when they resist learning because of an inadequate feeling that they may have about themselves, which can be frustrating. I have to show the goodness of God and of myself and of humanity when they are feeling like they can't see it in themselves. And faithfulness, gentleness, self-control, all of it, when we have these struggles in homeschool, and I struggle to choose the good in the moment as well when it's hard. I am an impatient person naturally, and self-control does not come easy to me, and I have to choose to die to myself many times while homeschooling, and it isn't easy, but I do know that it is well worth it. Don't forget, this video is a collab, and you can see the other videos in the playlist next to me on this top video link, and at the bottom is another video of mine you may be interested in if you are new here. I'll see all you new people over there in that video. Have fun homeschooling.